All right, hello and welcome. Today we're tackling one of the great classic kid questions. You know the one. It's a moment every single parent faces, and we're going to turn it from a dreaded pop quiz into a really fun moment of discovery. And there it is, those four little words. It is for sure a rite of passage. The moment you hear it, you know you've just leveled up in the game of parenting. But hey, don't panic. This is not a test. Actually, this question, it's a fantastic sign. It means their little brain is just firing on all cylinders, making connections and trying to piece together this huge, amazing world. It's really an invitation to explore with them. Okay, so before we even get to the answers, let's talk about our approach. We need a game plan, right? Here's how to turn this question into a really fantastic interaction. So we've got four little pro tips here. Number one, don't just answer, ask back. Hey, that's a great question. What do you think? It shows you value their ideas. Two, it is 100% okay to say, you know what? I'm not totally sure. Let's find out together. That's such a great lesson in itself. Three, match their energy. If they're being silly about it, be silly back. And finally, number four, try to make it a wow moment, something that really sticks with them. And this really gets to the heart of it all. Your job isn't to be a walking encyclopedia. It's to be their co-discoverer. The real magic, it's in that shared journey of figuring it out together. All right, now that we've got the mindset down, let's get into the actual answers. We're going to build a little toolkit of options, because let's be real, with kids, one size never fits all. So we've got three different answers ready to go, each one kind of tailored for different ages and, attention spans. We've got a funny, sweet one for the really little ones, a super simple story for that middle group, and then the big kids science for when they're really ready for it. Okay, first up, this is the answer for your youngest scientists, or, for those times when you just need a quick, charming answer that's gonna get a laugh. I mean, how sweet is that? It's simple, it's super imaginative, and it's something they can totally grasp. And hey, if you want to add a little joke on top, you can say something like, I'm just glad it's not green, because then all the airplanes would think they were still on the grass. All right, moving on. For kids who are a little bit older, this next one is honestly fantastic. It's probably the most popular and effective way to explain it because it turns the actual science into a story they can picture in their head. So here's how the story goes. You can tell them that sunlight is like a superhero team, and it's made up of all the colors of the rainbow. They all fly from the sun to earth together. When they get here, they meet these tiny invisible bits of air. Now, most of the colors, they just fly straight through. But blue light, blue is different. Blue loves to bounce. It bounces off all those little air bits and scatters all over the place, filling the whole sky up like a giant blue bouncy castle. But what if they hit you with the follow-up? The big, but why? Well, for the older kids or just the extra curious ones, it's time to level up. Let's get into the big kid science and use the real terms. So the key scientific idea here is something called light scattering. Sounds complicated, but it's really just a fancy way of saying that light bounces off of stuff. And in our case, sunlight is bouncing off of these tiny, tiny molecules in the air that are all around us. Okay, let's connect this back to our superhero story. So the sun's light looks white, right? But it's actually made of all the colors. When that light hits our atmosphere, those tiny air molecules we talked about, they're like billions of little obstacles. Here's the cool part. Blue light travels in shorter, kind of choppier waves. That makes it way more likely to bump into those molecules and scatter everywhere. The other colors, like red and yellow, have longer, lazier waves, so they tend to just cruise right on through. So all that scattered blue light fills up the sky from every direction, and that's what we see. Look, explaining is one thing, but showing them, that's a whole other level. And this is where we get to the grand finale. We've got a simple, amazing little magic trick that makes this whole thing real. This is how you create one of those core memories. And don't worry, you don't need some fancy science lab. All you need is three things you probably have in your kitchen right now: a clear glass of water, a flashlight, yep, the one on your phone is perfect, and just a few drops of milk. The setup could not be easier. First, go into a dark room. Shine the light through the plain glass of water. You'll see not much happens. It goes right through. Okay, now add just a few drops of milk and give it a stir until it's just a little cloudy. Now shine that flashlight through it again and get ready because this is where the magic happens. Okay, so here's what you're gonna see. If you look at the glass from the side, the water is gonna have this faint bluish tint. But then When you look straight through the water, right at the flashlight beam, the light on the other side looks reddish-orange. It's so cool. You've literally just made a blue sky and a sunset right there in a glass. So what is going on here? Well, those tiny little drops of milk are acting just like the molecules in the air. They're scattering the blue light out to the sides. That's your blue sky in the glass. And the light that makes it all the way through to your eye, it's missing a bunch of that blue light now, which is exactly why it looks reddish-orange, just like a real sunset. And that's it. With just a glass of water, you didn't just answer their question, you showed them the science in a way they will absolutely never forget. You didn't give an answer, you gave them an experience. So the next time you hear that question, you'll be more than ready. Go on, unlock that Parent of the Day award. You've earned it.